Deep inside my heart, I've got this everlasting light is shining like the sun. It radiates on everyone, and the more that I give, the more I've got to give. It's the way that I live, it's what I'm living for. Deep inside my heart, I've got this everlasting light is shining like the sun. It radiates on everyone, and the more that I give, the more I've got to give. It's the way that I live, it's what I'm living for. Deep inside my heart, I've got this everlasting light is shining like the sun. It radiates on everyone, and the more that I give, the more I've got to give. It's the way that I live, it's what I'm living for. Deep inside my heart, I've got this everlasting light is shining like the sun. It radiates on everyone, and the more that I give, the more I've got to give. It's the way that I live, it's what I'm living for. Deep inside my heart, I've got this everlasting light is shining like the sun. It radiates on everyone, and the more that I give, the more I've got to give. It's the way that I live, it's what I'm living for. Deep inside my heart, I've got this everlasting light is shining like the sun. It radiates on everyone, and the more that I give, the more I've got to give. It's the way that I live, it's what I'm living for.
Good morning and aloha, everyone. Aloha. Ooh, it's like a wrap-up cozy morning this morning. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. My name is Michelle LeMay, and I'm on the board of trustees. I'm also a practitioner intern, and I share with you what's going on. And guess what? We've got a lot. And I tend to talk fast, so hold on. So first of all, today, right after service, we are having the women's group and the men's group. So please join us for that. We invite you to stay. We will have little treats, and we do it right after we have our little social time. So please stay for that. This Thursday, we are continuing the Abundance Project. Yeah. This is the second week, and yes, do it again. Yeah. We had a full house, and it was fabulous. So whether you came on the first one or did not, it's okay. You can join us because it is all about changing our consciousness about abundance and about prosperity. And this week, it's going to be all about our relationship with money. So that's going to be Thursday at 6, and then we'll have one more week after that. So please join us for it. It was actually life-altering, I would say, from being here, and it was a full house and a big circle. So join us for that. It is all about discovering our gold mind. So come find your gold mind with us. And then in relationship to changing our mind and our consciousness, we are super excited to announce that Reverend Rita has published a book. Yay! Called This Thing Called Treatment, all about spiritual mind treatment. It's out back in the bookstore, and if you want it autographed, she'll be here after service. But if you want it autographed by Roseanne Jones, that's an extra charge. But check it out. It's really a fabulous book and a way to learn a little bit more about spiritual mind treatment and how we can use it in our lives to change our lives. Wednesday, we are continuing with our New Thought series, which is once a month we talk about a metaphysician that really helped shape who we are and what we believe. And this week it's going to be Emma Curtis Hopkins. She's a no-joke kind of woman, so she's fabulous. And that's at 6:30 till 8, and that's going to be Reverend Rita presenting about Emma Curtis Hopkins. And then Friday, I tell you, if you want to be here every night this week, we can make that happen for you. We have our spiritual cinema. At the end of the month, we always do a film. This month, it's going to be a documentary called Heal. It's very new. It actually just came out. There'll be lots of people that you recognize, like the famous metaphysicians, but then there's also just kind of everyday people who healed themselves. And it's all about the power of how we can heal ourselves and getting to the cause of what happens and how we can bring about perfect health that is already here. So come join us for Heal. That's going to be at 6:30. And of course, there's always popcorn and a discussion after for those who'd like to stay. So that's Heal. That's Friday at 6:30. And then next Sunday, after service, this is very, very important. So do mark your calendars. We invite everybody to stay after service for our annual meeting. This is where once a year we get together. You get to hear about what happened in 2017 for the center, which was a lot, and where we're going and what we're wanting and what we are already experiencing in 2018, which is a lot. So please join us and stay for that. It's definitely something that everybody is welcomed, but especially if you are members, we definitely encourage you to come and stay. And that'll be right after service next Sunday. Now, also after service today, Sue Buckley will be out back. We have a beautiful table all set up to sell tickets for Tomato on a Windowsill. I feel like it's a big Rita day. Reverend Rita will be performing, and Reverend Patrick is directing. And this is Tomatoes on a Windowsill. It is a fundraiser for CSL. However, this is a production that Rita and Patrick traveled around with and toured around with for over 100 shows, I believe. So this is the real deal, you guys. And and Rita performed it when the Sacred Journey was here, and it's moving, it's funny, it's all about her life story and family and growing up in an Italian family. So you can just imagine. But you don't have to just imagine. You can buy a ticket and come see us. We have 2 showings. One is Thursday, March 8th and Friday, March 9th. And it's $25 if you purchase ahead and $30 at the door. And tickets are going to sell out for sure. So please join us for that. And then at the end of the month, we'll also have a new meditation evening that you'll learn more about next week because there's a lot this week. So just camp out here at CSL all week. And it's the best way to really, bring this philosophy into your life is to get involved and, of course, get to know your community a little bit more. So we always invite you to join us. Well, thank you for your kind attention. Enjoy your service. And here's Reverend Rita and Reverend Patrick.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Give it up for Michelle. That's a lot.
Yay.
That's a lot there.
Oh, I'm looking to see if there's a certain person here. Rima, are you here? I guess she's not here.
No.
We actually have a new practitioner in our center, and her name is Rima Montero, and I'm sure she'll be here next week, but we were going to introduce her, but we'll save that. So,
Yes.
Okay. So, one thing Michelle forgot to mention about my show is that I am celebrating my 65th birthday, and this is the way I'm doing my party.
So you know what it means. You know what it means. Cake. Oh, cake.
Okay. All right. Let's just take a deep breath. Forget about all that for a moment. And just center our attention right here and right now in a consciousness of peace. And we acknowledge that we had another occurrence this week of gun violence, and that many people were touched by that, and that a lot of us are getting really fed up about that and sad and feel helpless and think there is nothing we can do. But it might feel that way, but there is always something we can do. And what we can do, even though they're saying, don't pray for us, what they're saying is don't pray and then do nothing. But when we come from a place of the highest consciousness, then we know what to do. We are led and directed in our own divine way to do the right thing. It's just when we strike out in anger that it creates more chaos. So I am a firm believer in still going to that place within of peace, knowing that all peace starts with each individual. And that's what we're doing right now.
And just to add one thing to that, this was not the time I wrote in a blog. This is not the time, for me at least. I can only speak for me. I cannot give up God now. I cannot give up good now. This is the time that I need it the most. Because without it, I can't even go forward in action without knowing that I'm backed. So let our hearts be open, let our hearts grieve, let our hearts feel what they need to feel. But we cannot, at least I cannot, forget the very power. And for these wonderful, beautiful 17 lives, they need us now to remember love more than ever, because they, for me, are our heroes. There are heroes of love. So let's take time for that.
And staying in this place of peace, of love, and knowing, I know, that there is one consciousness, one life, one spirit that moves and lives and breathes through and as everything. Always recreating from itself, bringing everything back to itself, and expressing itself in all ways. And I know that that spirit, that essence, that power is love. And so I know and claim that I live from that place of love. And as I live from that place of love, I know that each and every person is touched by my love, touched in some way, and that there is always comfort, there is always peace, and there is always a solution. There is always a solution in spirit, and I know and claim that we find the right solution to all of this, and that it outpictures in the most perfect way for all involved. And I always know that divine right action is in place at all times, and that spirit is moving through this experience, bringing love, bringing comfort, bringing peace and support to all involved. So knowing this as the truth, I just simply I'm grateful for the manifestation of my word right here and right now, claiming that I know that it is done, and I accept it is done, I allow it is done, and I just give thanks for it right here and right now as I release it and let it go into law as we affirm together.
And so it is. Mahalo. Rana? Yeah.
I think my
You can come up, Roko.
might be out of battery.
But in the meantime, we were just talking about you, so we figured that we would just go ahead and introduce you. There we go.
Okay. So, hi, aloha. Hey. All right. So, Marima comes from the Seaside Center for Spiritual Living, and she's moved to Kauai, and she's just going to tell us a little bit about herself for a moment.
Okay.
Go for it, girl.
Okay, good morning. Happy Sunday. Okay. So a bit about myself. I'll talk about how I got into this particular teaching and how I ended up becoming a practitioner at Seaside Spiritual Center in Encinitas in San Diego. So I'm going to say about 5 years ago, I was in Thailand. I was teaching English, and my best friend got killed in a car crash here, well, in California. And and okay, yeah, and yeah, I ended up rushing back to San Diego to mourn and grieve with the family, and my mom brought me to Seaside Spiritual Center, and as soon as I came in, I just felt like it was my home, and for a whole year, I just came to the Wednesday night services, and my heart started healing and healing and healing and healing, and eventually I started taking classes and more classes and more classes and more classes, and I just loved the classes so much, and then I just had enough classes to actually become a practitioner, so then it was a really, really powerful journey for me. And so, yeah, I went through the program, and and now I'm a practitioner, and I just graduated this past July. So, yeah, and then just recently, I just came to Kauai about a month and a half ago to move with my partner. So here I am, starting a new life. We just moved into a home just 7 minutes away from here in Kauai. And yeah, this is my first service. So, thank you for welcoming me.
Thank you.
We just jump right in here.
What's really interesting is she graduated at the same time as our first practitioner class graduated, Roseanne and Rob and Malia. Yeah, so welcome. Okay,
Welcome.
thanks. Welcome. All right, so while we were waiting for the other microphone, which I heard, I'm lost now. Where are we? I think we're ready to talk about. All right, you're in the Science of Mind Center, Science of Mind and Spirit Center, and we practice the Science of Mind and Spirit, which is a universal teaching that just says that God is in everything, life is in everything, and that our lives unfold perfectly when we live our lives from that highest place and look at life that way. What did Wayne Dyer say? When you look at life differently, life changes, something like that, and it does, and I am definitely proof of that. So, welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, and if you want to know more about our philosophy, talk to people that have come here and have taken classes and are using it in their lives, and you'll learn more about it. Yes.
There you go. And did we introduce Maria? Maria is here with our beautiful music today. It feels so good. So who is here for the first time and really is very curious to why we are here right now? Hello, aloha. Who? I know there's more than that. I knew there was more. Don't worry, there's no kind of dance routine or anything, but there is a voice audition that will be happening in about 2 minutes. So hands up again so we can see you. Oh, there you are. Well, we just wanted you to know that we know some things about you. Especially the front row here, because Deb told us some things that we'd like to share with you. And in the back there, are we ready to let them know who they are? Yeah. Okay. You are magnificent. Whoa, what a relief. I know, right? Ooh. Yes, you are magnificent, but we know that about you because what? We know it about ourselves, yes? So let's say it all together, shall we? I am magnificent. And then there's this camera that's peeking in at us, and there's Rob looking all professional. And there are people all around the world. We are a global community, literally. And there are people all around the mainland watching us. They're on their island. They're in their PJs. I see our friend Jan Javi. Hi, Jan. And we see but we actually can't see you, so please do not worry. But we do know something about you, and that is what? You are magnificent. So look to your left, to your right, somewhere. Let somebody know who they really are. You're magnificent. I know that. Come on. While they're kissing, I'll let you know that you're magnificent. Woo! All right, so let's take all of that magnificence. Let's stand up. Hey, Katie, stand up and let's have our opening song and let our magnificence out.
Love is all there is, right in, wide open. Love is all there is, I'm here to be open. Love is all there is, we're right in love always, always. Love is all there is, right in, wide open. Love is all there is, I'm here to be open. Love is all there is, we're right here in love always, always. Love is all there is. Love is all there is. Love is all there is. Love is all there is.
Love is all there is. That each and every one of us remembers, recognizes the true identity of who each and every one of us is, and that is good, that is God, that is perfection. Let's breathe it in, because that is what we are. It needs no name, because it is all names, it is all things, and that is who and what we are. And we have come together today for a wonderful purpose, and that is to remember. Remember who we are. Remember what we are. To remember that love that just permeates and moves through and as us in every single moment, every single cell. All trillion cells of love are working on behalf of each and every one of us. We have come here on divine purpose. A divine appointment has been made, and it has each and every one of our names on it. That's right. God had an idea, good had an idea, and it has your name on it right here and right now. So let us celebrate this truth together as Ohana. Let us celebrate this God self that is in each and every one of us. Let us celebrate love. Let us celebrate the music. Let us celebrate this opportunity to breathe in and breathe from this thing called love. So together, with such gratitude overpouring, we say together, we affirm together as one. And so it is.
Love is all there is, right in wide open. Love is all there is, I'm here to be open. Love is all there is, we're right here in love always, always. Love is all there is, right in wide open. Love is all there is, I'm here to be open. Love is all there is, we're right here in love always, always. Love is all there is. Love is all there is. Love is all there is. Love is all there is.
Love, love.
Okay, I invite you to just have a seat. I'm still not used to all of this. Waiting for you to all have a seat. And my name is Star or Stephanie. I answer to both. One's just a nickname. Anyway, I invite you to just relax. Just after all of that joyousness, just meld into your seat. Close your eyes if you'd like. And just feel the support of the chair under you as it rises up to just meet you and allow you to just meld. And I'm going to leave you with a couple of, with a quote for today from Sheena Iyengar. We are sculptors finding ourselves in the evolution of choosing, not in the results of choice. We are sculptors finding ourselves in the evolution of choosing, not in the results of choice. Enjoy. are sculptors, finding ourselves in the evolution of choosing, not in the results of choice. And what I now know is that there is only one divine intelligence permeating everything that I see, everything that I touch, smell, everything that is in my purview. And knowing this and recognizing this, the me vanishes and I become one with that great power. And I let it just soak within me, knowing that I have choice in every moment. And because I know that I have choice in every moment, I know that for everyone, because there is no separation. And so I let go of what results are, and I choose again and again and again, knowing that my good is always present. And so knowing this, I give deep gratitude to the divine within and around me that gives me opportunity after opportunity to change again and again and again. And so I know this for each and every one of us, because it's just grand. And this blessing goes out and it meets everything in the world. So I breathe it in and I let go. And I let it go into the law of my being, which says yes in agreement. As I nod and say, and so it is. Please turn to your program. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you, Steph.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am. Letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes to see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
So it is. Thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Karen Drucker, for writing that beautiful song. So here we are. What if I was to say that I was thinking about, we were talking about these incidences in the world, these violent incidences, and it always makes me think of suffering and what is suffering. And Ernest Holmes writes that suffering is an experience that we experience on our way to reality. Like it's part of our journey. Because it's what we believe in right now. We believe that we need suffering for some reason to become closer to God, to find out who we are. It's the reality of the world that we live in with a small r. But there is a bigger reality, and that's the reality that I depend on, and I'm doing my best to live from. So that when things like this happen, and they've been happening more than we like, right? That I can go back to that and know that I can't really step back far enough to know someone else's journey, and that I can move my own consciousness into a higher place and know the truth for those people and the ones that are suffering, and know that no matter what, they're still safe, and that there is like a love that, I mean, I noticed that on my trip to New York, every time I would run into a situation where I felt like I couldn't control it, I would just go, just be a presence of love. And then everything would just shift. The energy just would lighten. And the energy of the people around me would lighten. So sometimes that's all we can do is just be a presence of love. And we can only do that from within ourselves. So I just wanted to add that before I embark on the journey of luck. I wanted Patrick to sing Luck Be a Lady because he sings it so well, but we never did work it out. Maybe he'll sing it for you some other time. Maybe on St. Patrick's Day. We can work toward that, right? Yeah, so what is luck? Okay, so people tell me I'm lucky. I heard that a lot when I was back east. Oh, you're so lucky. You live in Hawaii. Oh, you're so lucky. You have a wonderful husband. Oh, you're so lucky. Well, I do. Am I lucky? What does that mean? What does it mean to be lucky, right? So I looked it up, and it says it's a force that brings good fortune or adversity or the events or circumstances that operate for or against an individual. Like, have you ever felt like you're lucky? I remember when I was like in Los Angeles and I was becoming an actress, and I went out on my first audition and I got it, and then I went on my second audition and I got it, and someone said to me, wow, that doesn't happen. You're really lucky. Because, beginner's luck, right? Because usually, it takes like at least 20 to 30 auditions to even get a call back. So then I took that in, right? And then I started to be 20 or 30 auditions before I get it. You know what I mean? So what is beginner's luck? Beginner's luck is somebody that just doesn't really know about the odds, right? Doesn't know that there even are odds, right? Yeah, right? So what is luck? So in our philosophy, I think of luck, like if you're thinking, I think of it like a superstition. Like I used to have a lot of superstitions back in the old days. Well, maybe I still do sometimes. But, that idea, like I would think, like if I had a good fortune tree, I don't know what they're called. Actually, there's one out in the lobby. Yeah, right? And if it was growing, that meant I was going to be really prosperous. If it started to die, I got really scared because something was happening, right? So, I mean, little things like that, like... there was another one I don't know if I wrote it down or not. So there were just all kinds of funny things I would do, and just to trick myself, right? Oh, and I didn't even think I was lucky, because I would just, like, if I went into a raffle or a drawing or something, I never won. So I actually told myself I wasn't lucky. I sat at a table at a dinner dance where they were giving away TVs, and there were only 2 other couples at the table, and I still didn't win. And I was like... So what is luck? What is it? It's superstitious. And then I would reverse it on myself. I would go, okay, I believe in the number 13. That's my good luck number. So anytime I got the number 13, I'd say, oh, I'm going to win now because I have the number 13. Or if I saw a black cat, I'd go, oh, I love black cats. They're really lucky, So I started, you do play all these crazy games with yourself, right? But what I found out by being in this teaching, and by really knowing, and it's something more I can really depend on, is there really is something that's called luck. But what it is it's cause and effect. It is cause and effect. And it's about bringing your mind to a place where you understand, and that's what we're doing in this abundance workshop that we're experiencing together, bringing your mind to a place where you believe that you can have the good, that you can experience life the way you want to live it, that the perfect house is there for you right now, and that you're walking into it, that you have loving relationships because that's where you're living from, love. And then when they show up, you're surprised sometimes, or people are surprised when good things show up. And Ernest Holmes tells us we shouldn't be surprised when good things show up. We should be more surprised when they don't. And then we should go within and figure it out, because this is a mental universe. And a lot of people don't realize that. It is a mental universe. It doesn't mean that we have to blame ourselves or put ourselves down when things don't go the way we want them to go. But it does mean that we have to go in and go, wow, that was quite an experience, and I really don't want to experience that again. So why don't I just shift my thinking and be more loving, or love myself more? That's the biggest thing, loving ourselves more. Our whole ministry is about that, about helping, assisting others to come to love themselves. Because when we love ourselves and we feel like we deserve the good, then the good comes into our life. And it's a journey. It's a journey. I mean, I think that's true what Ernest Holmes says, that suffering is an experience on our way to reality with a capital R, because this is a journey. And it's a great journey. And if we could look at it as a great journey and experiment with it and really experiment with life, and when things go kind of wacky, just go in and go, wow, I'm really powerful. But what happens instead is like superstition. We put it on the outside and we say they did it to us, or that happened, or the economy was bad, or there whatever excuse we give it. We put it on the outside instead of not blaming ourselves, but taking responsibility for ourselves and saying we can have something better. And we're watching this powerful film now that we're going to show on Friday night called Heal. And it's all about that. It's all about that, about how people feel about themselves and how that creates the healing in their lives, whether it be financial healing, emotional healing, healing in love, healing in the body, wherever, that it's all about that, about changing our perspective, changing the way we think about ourselves, loving ourselves more. I mean, we wouldn't have these occurrences in the world if people loved themselves, right? We wouldn't. This person that picked up the gun and shot all those people couldn't love himself very much. It's very sad to me. And it's sad to me that people are allowed to walk on the streets that don't get help. That's really sad to me. That's why it's so important to me to do what I do in my own small way here and where I walk, that I can maybe help somebody, one person that's going to go out and help another person that's going to go out. And we can all do that. We all have that ability to do that, to walk in love and to affect another person by how we treat them. And to not let these things go by when we notice something, to really give someone an extra pat on the shoulder, or get the help them to get the help, or however we do it. Just smiling at somebody can make a big difference. Right? And knowing the truth. When that passes, we don't know what that person's journey is, but we do know that divine right action is in place right now, and that they're fully supported, and that everything is unfolding for their highest good. And it's not my business what that highest good is. I just have to know that it's there and it's happening. Right? So I think that this is a journey, and that it is about, it's not like some people say, oh, I work really hard, but he's really lucky, or I work hard for what I do, and blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess working hard is good, but some people think they have to work so hard to just make a dime. They have to work so hard, and it's not about that. It's not about that. But there is something about that working hard, and the Swami said that to us when we were at the Hindu monastery. Working hard, we need to work hard spiritually. Because it takes a lot sometimes to stay on course when we fall off or when we see things around us. It takes a lot. That takes spiritual discipline. And a lot of us, and I'm not speaking to anybody in this room, but a lot of people aren't willing to put in that time. And it's time. It takes time. It takes time for yourself. It takes time to correct yourself every time you go off on some tangent, which I just go off on sometimes myself. And I go, God, why did I spend all my time doing that? Because your mind can't hold two ideas at the same time. You can't be complaining about something and then say that you're love. One of them's going to win out, and it's going to be the one with the most emotion behind it. And usually it's the complaining, right? Because there is a law. Everybody wants to know, what is the law? Well, the law is the force within us that makes things so. It's the thing we think into that's out picturing as our life. So when we're like complaining, then we're just going to get more to complain about, right? And we're not going to be able to hold love in our head if we're complaining. So we're not bad because we do it. We're just like in a bad habit. We're in a habit that we've taken on and we've said, oh, I just complain. It's venting. Okay. It's fine, give yourself 5 minutes or 2 minutes to complain, but then get over it and then, right? And get to the point where you don't do it, because to me, complaining is basically for me, it's like thinking I can make something different, or I've put expectations on something that I can't change, so I might as well complain about it because it makes me feel like I'm doing something, right? Or it makes me feel like I'm right? Anyway, so so, what does this all have to do with luck, right? Well, there is a force that brings good fortune and adversity or events or circumstances that operates for or against an individual. And the force, that's true. But it's not luck, it's the force within us. And we get to operate it. Like Stephanie said in her quote, we get to choose how we use that force. And if you want to know why bad stuff happens in the world, it's because people are making bad choices. They're making choices that aren't taking in the good of the whole. They're making choices from a place of not knowing who they are. They're making choices that are, Ernest Holmes would call them ignorant choices. And what ignorance he means by ignorance is that we don't know who we are. Or we don't know. We don't know that we're loved. We don't know. So yes, we can bring fortune or adversity into our life by how we think. I am firm with that because I see it continually in my own life. And I can't make somebody else be what I want them to be. I cannot make somebody else think the way I think. All I can do is walk through life doing what I do and doing the best I can to live the principle and to work it. So I came up with an acronym. Is that what it's called? Okay. For luck. And I just have love. It's love, capital L. It's unity with you, with the whole. It's consciousness. It's how we use our consciousness. And it's knowing, K, who we are. Love, unity, consciousness, knowing. Luck. And we all have it. And we all can use it. Namaste. Maria.
Totally one, completely undeniably one, with no such thing as separation. What will it feel like to be free? I mean eternally, where every breath is bliss and ecstasy. What will that day be like when every dream is reality? What will that day be like? How will it feel when it's for real? When it's for real? How will we love with all hearts open and full, from who we really are, infinite and universal, and lifted up so high, there's nowhere left to fly, and to find it be everywhere, with everyone there. open and surrender and trust with nothing to come between us. What will that day be like when heaven's dream is reality? What will that day be like? How will it feel when it's for real? When it's for real? And when all is said and done, what reigns supreme is what's been and will always be everything. After forgiveness shows us what we're made of, maybe all we'll find is unconditional love. Unconditional love. Unconditional love. What if that's all and everything? 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 What will that day be like when heaven's dream is reality? What will that day be like? How will it feel when it's for real? When it's for real? And we're all totally one, dancing in the infinite sun that's within everyone. Ooh, what a celebration.
Oh, thank you so much. There's just a whole bunch of mixed emotions today, yeah? Right? And what I love about this opportunity that we have when we come together is to not ignore one for the other. To not just walk in and say, okay, we'll put that outside the door and then we'll come in here and be the happy people. We are happy people. Something that came up for me while Rita was talking. And I was thinking about our brothers and sisters in Florida. And it didn't happen to them. It happened to us. And the more that we can embrace that from a really powerful place, the more we can assist one another. And we won't feel so alone when we're here and they're there. The one thing I know in my prayers for these wonderful, especially the children, that they don't have that, why was I so lucky? Because that happens a lot when things happen to people. They wonder why it happened to them and I survived. And that came up for me because I know that that is the truth of the way we are trained to think. I want to repeat, we're trained to think that. Sometimes we don't even know if that's who we are anymore because we've been doing it for so long. So, what's luck got to do with it? What's luck got to do with it? Wow. I just let it flow, man. So, I have except now she's got her stuff all over here, and it's just, Jesus. Hi. There was supposed to be a curtain up at that moment, but there wasn't. We've ruined our perfect relationship that everyone thinks we have. Okay, which we do. I love you. Isn't laughter fun? Yeah, right? We need the balance. We need to cry. We need to mourn. We need to laugh. We need to dance. We need to do whatever. Well, let's talk about luck. I got a quote to start us out. Depend on the rabbit's foot if you will. But remember, it didn't work for the rabbit. Namaste. There you go. You know, there's something beautiful about when a quote really works. You know, you're on the line. You know, this can either go real flat or it can work. Wow. And there's something beautiful going on right now. Once again, we always acknowledge that whatever is needed in that moment is already here. But let's talk about that rabbit. I remember I had a rabbit's foot. Did you all have a rabbit's foot? I did, and carried it. I know she's gonna like me. I remember in the second grade, I went, she's gonna like me. And I waved my rabbit's foot, and she just looked at me, right? Like, creepy. So we have these things that we hold on to because we want some kind of guarantee, right? Luck. And I don't think there's anything wrong with luck, except that the thing that I have a problem with luck is that it's fleeting. It's temporary. If you've ever been to Vegas or any kind of a gambling thing, you can see it. Oh my God. You know, you got the lady next to you, right? And he's at the table and he's playing and he's winning, right? But he doesn't walk away because he wants to win some more. She wants to win some more. And I always thought that was very funny. You just put a pretty lady next to you because I guess luck likes something to look at. I'm not sure what luck is doing, but it's like, I'm going to be really lucky if she's here. No, she's going to be lucky because you're going to be giving her some of that money that you're winning. And I was thinking of that idea about the fleeting, the temporary, because then what happens is you lose a hand and you start freaking out. Because now they say, my luck's running dry. My luck's running dry. What am I going to do? It's kind of like us in life, right? Things are going, and then all of a sudden, something in life will go, boom, and you'll say, oh, wow, things were going really good. And then in this philosophy, we must be very, very careful, because then you get into that, what was I thinking? Ooh, what did I create? That's just arguing for our limitations once again. That is not what this philosophy means. It's not what it will ever mean. It means take responsibility for the very thing that's going on in your life. And I'm thinking of this idea of running dry. The universe can never run dry. We can run dry in our attitude about it. Ernest Holmes says, we live in a world of cause and effect. What we put out in mind comes back to us in the material world, period. That's a really good thing, because that means if something is coming back at you that you are not embracing, that you feel that it's running dry, then you have an opportunity. That's where you get to think again. Remember that? Think again. How true that is. How true that is. I remember as a kid, luck meant this. They're lucky, and I'm not. So that really didn't say luck will eventually come my way. What that meant was there are special people, and there are not special people. The lucky people get to live this way, and the unlucky people get to live like me. And then when things happened, it was almost like an event, right? Oh, that happened for me. Good. I remember when I first got into this philosophy, since we all tell our secrets here, I went to Vegas and had a moment with and all of a sudden I was going, trying to use science of mind. This is what I know. I know that there are 3 sevens, right, coming up in the thing. And I'm going, and I go, I am lucky because I know who I am. And it just kept coming up, and I'm going, yeah, but there's a little trick behind that. You got to believe it. It doesn't happen with just words. You got to believe it. That's why I'm so excited about this this abundance program, call it whatever you want, that we're going through, is because it's a little overwhelming in the beginning. because you're saying I can be and do and have anything I want, and everybody's like looking at you like with, like saucer eyes, right? Because they're like, oh my God, that's so big. And I was thinking about that since we've all met, some of you that were there. I was thinking about that, and I was thinking that might be a little overwhelming. But we can't keep taking care of people in that way. Someone's got to rise a little higher to say, guess what? My universal flow never runs dry. I do not care what's happening in my world. It does not run dry. I do not need to be lucky because I am the very luck that I announce. I used the word the other day. I demand that my life is full. I demand that I have good relationships. I demand that this center rise, and so it's global, so it can help a lot of people. I demand that my relationships are good. I demand it. And people say, I don't know if I like the word demand, like Malia. And I demand that I love you with all my heart and soul. But even that, I demand, and people say, well, I don't like the word demand. But we must demand. We must command through that energy, through that field that we have. I know. Rita does the same thing at times when I get excited. We must demand. See? I rest my case. I digress. We get to the point where we have the opportunity to demand, not because we are better than, because we are from the same source that created everything. Until we get that, then we will continue to have moments. And when things happen to us, let us cry, let us laugh, let us celebrate, but let us not forget who we are. I will continue my advocacy for self-love because I know for an absolute spiritual fact, as Rita said, there is no way in the world that you can pick up a gun and kill anyone unless you hate yourself. It is impossible. I must know that. I must believe that. Because if I do not believe that, then that means that my world is a scary place to live in, and I'm not going to come out of my bed at all. I'm going to cover it over and just stay there. We have an opportunity. This is an opportunity. They are heroes. They are my heroes. Because I believe that this will continue to happen unless we continue to fight from within and love from within, that idea of loving and unity. Because these are messengers saying it will not stop until we love ourselves. It will not stop. And that's a big wake-up call for me. I don't know about any of you, but that's a wake-up call. That's not a wake-up call to run around saying, look, I'm happy. Aren't you happy? I'm happy. No, it's saying I am love, and so are you. People say, this can't continue to happen. Why is it continuing to happen? It's continuing to happen because we haven't loved ourselves from that degree yet. Wow. Makes me want to, I don't know what it makes me want to do. Makes me want to run around the block. Makes me want to cry. It makes me want to just love more. It's time. We can't wait for a lucky break anymore. We cannot wait for somebody else to do it. I know we've got to stop for just a moment and just love ourselves. Fall in love with ourselves. Claim it all. Those beautiful, beautiful little heroes in our lives. I don't like the word martyr. I like the word heroes. Now, right now, when somebody's experiencing something, you don't go in there and say, oh, there's our heroes, even though it's the truth. For me, you go in there and you say, I'm love. What do you need? Let me love for you today. Let me be your lucky charm. Let me be strong for you when you cannot be. Let me cry with you. Let me love with you. Whatever is going on in our lives personally, we are not alone. We are not alone. We are the good fortune of the universe, and all we are required to do is believe, accept, and embody the truth that we are the gold mine of abundance. Yeah. Something's here. Something's asking to be known. Something is saying, I am here. I am here. I am here. I feel fortunate to be here with all of you today. Namaste.
Wow.
Rita just looked at me, and I felt the same thing. She said,
Something
there was
shifted.
a shift. Something shifted.
I felt it. I don't know. I felt
in our
like something
whole-
shifted, right?
And I just went, wow, yeah. That's how powerful
Yeah.
we all are.
Wow. Okay, guys, we just have to
Where are we?
keep with it. All right, so it's our time of giving and affirming that we are prosperous and sharing that prosperity with our Center for Spiritual Living Kauai and for the world. So thank you for your donations today. They go forth to do good work. So there, in your program, there's an affirmation to read together.
There we go.
Divine love,
I
freely and joyously give from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth, knowing my gift goes with love as it touches and blesses Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, my life, and the world. And so it is. That's interesting. That's called a habit. I went back to the old one. See what we do.
All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. I've been and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all. For it all. All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all, for it all.
So what I now know is that I am very grateful that this lovely basket is filled with good, that it goes out, and that it meets the demands that the world even places on us, that we give from our hearts, and it blesses CSL Kauai, it blesses everything that we have within us, it blesses the whole world. And so knowing this, I release my good, knowing that the law takes care of it all, and it just is wonderful that I can just let that be. And so with deep gratitude, I invite us all to just say, and so,
So it is.
Mahalo.
Okay.
Okay, I think we have some children. Yay.
We do.
Some wonderful little goddesses.
I feel like we need and there's Janice back from the mainland.
Janice is
There you are.
all these little goddesses in one god. Hey, you look gorgeous.
Thank you. Hi, so happy to be back with these lovely ladies. Just so graced by their presence, and they are going to let you know what's been happening with us. We'll start with Lillian.
The fruit of the spirits are peace is a plum, love is fruit, love is a strawberry, joy is cherries, kindness is lemons, patience is oranges, faithfulness is a banana, goodness is a apple, self-control is a watermelon, gentleness are blueberries.
And then they came up with some more. These are their tools they use from when they describe it. Sometimes when things are chaotic, that's how they describe it. That we go to our fruits of the spirit. And we did the
Gratitude is an ulu or breadfruit. Inner beauty is a raspberry. Self-concept is a grapefruit. And courage is a guava.
Thank you.
Oh, we made pictures, and she gave hers to me, and I gave hers to mine, and her heart turned kind of like a river over the rainbow.
Thank you, Ruby. Thank you. I'll
Should
hold
we have
that.
something to
Thank
say?
you.
Before you leave, you know we have something to say to you.
You are amazing. You are perfect. You are magnificent. And we love you.
Give it up for our kids.
Thank you, Janice. Thank you, kids.
Carla, can you, when they come up there, can you just stand up and come up here for a second?
No, she doesn't want to.
I want to just show her we have to show her
This is called dedication.
This is called somebody who loves
CSL Kauai.
And she has made the T-shirt into a
dress. There she is back there.
And so she's walking.
And then she made one.
We love her so much, and then she comes in, she goes, I made one.
I just think that is the sweetest thing.
Our first Kauai wear. CSL Kauai wear. Wow, we're really moving up. All right.
What did you say? What? Oh, okay. So you're not taking credit for it then. All right. Okay.
Oh, what a great idea, though.
Oh, thank you very much, Carla. Okay, so I'd like the practitioners that are in service today to come forward. Raima, I think you're going to join us, right? And Roseanne. And Deborah and Malia, are you going to join us today? Yes? Oh, you're in the bookstore. Okay, okay. So these are
and
our
Rob
three.
is back there,
And
he'll be there. And just to let you know that today we've had a lot of experiences, but I know that a lot has maybe, I don't know it for a fact, but some things have come up. Please utilize the practitioners here today to just know for you what maybe today you can't know fully. And that's why we're here, to stand for you. Okay?
Okay, so good. Thank you for doing that. All right. So anything else? And there's also a treatment box in the back if you want to put a prayer request in there. All right. So
There you go. I think that's
I
it.
think we're ready. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. I don't think so.
Michelle's
All right.
up here.
All right. Are we ready? Let's
Are you
go.
ready? Let's all
take
stand
it out.
and let's
Stand
get
it
our
up.
wonderful energy.
Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Oh, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Love upon love upon love, all hearts are beating is one. Light upon light upon light, shining as bright as the sun. So let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Oh, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through.
So I sit here and stand here in gratitude, anchored in gratitude for this amazing experience that we've had today, for all that has transpired, to know that we have expanded our own consciousness and therefore lifted the planet. I'm so grateful for that. And I'm grateful for each and every person who has served today. For Michelle for her announcements, for the Malama team that greeted everyone at the door, Luis, Desiree, Sabina, and Stephanie also who jumped in, and for Stephanie for leading us in meditation and treatment, for Rob back there doing our live streaming, helping us bring this message to those that couldn't be there today, to Jonathan for holding the soundboard down and making sure that we are heard, to Peter and Arlena whose flowers are still here from last week. Oh my God, they're so beautiful. Mahalo, mahalo. And to Ron Stover, who serves us every week in hospitality, and for his team back there. To Janice and George too, for serving our youth and keeping the consciousness high for them. For Maria Christina for our beautiful music today, and Luis, I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to everyone online who joined us today. I'm so grateful for the consciousness that we all carry and hold together, and for everyone in this room that showed up today to add to that consciousness and to hold the peace and hold the space for the rest of the world. So knowing that this has been a good day, I just simply say mahalo, mahalo, and release this word and know that we go from this place and live the things that we have garnered today and use them in our lives. That's the most important thing. Use them and be that presence of peace on this planet as we affirm together. And so it is.
Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Love upon love upon love, all hearts are beating is one. Light upon light upon light, shining as bright as the sun. So let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Oh, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Oh, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Oh, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through.
Namaste, everyone. Yay. Okay. And one thing, please just leave this area up here for just